Cleveland Browns. The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football out of the backfield? To be able to get him in the second round, that's what I call a steal.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Well, this defense for the Browns, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Cousins on first down. And he'll take a shot here for Hooper downfield. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, these two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. From the 41, Jackson. That's complete. Left side to Bateman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Jackson on first down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. He comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Malik McDowell coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Tucker's kick is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. First carry for Nick Chubb. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Nothing the score after 1 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Ravens have got it. A little careless with the football. And he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did. And when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Play action. Now Jackson. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Mark Andrews. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On play action, Cousins rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out, something that lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On third down, Cousins. Flush to his right. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Malik McDowell picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. .13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's out right at the 25.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's a give to Dobbins running right, and he'll be brought down right around the 37.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On first down, Dobbins, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now on 4th down. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
From the 24, Cousins able to connect with Mims. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
A give. This is Chubb. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To throw is Cousins. Got a man, it's Mims. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Schwartz.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
Working out of the gun, Cousins.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to take over here up near the 40.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson.
They'll find Dobbins out of the backfield.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. 54, Mike, 54. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he's got it. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try to run with Dobbins into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Six yards left on 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Play fake, Cousins. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They'll roll him out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Play action now. Cousins. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off down near the 5. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
Throwing is Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. Oh, nice move. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A big play there on the catch and run.
The tackling in this game has not been good so far. We've seen our share of missed tackles. Case in point, that one right there. And that miss led to another big play. I don't know if it's effort. I don't know if it's technique. But they'll have to work on that in practice.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Again, Jackson. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Finds his Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the Ravens will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives, and you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. Think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
Now Dobbins again on second down.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
87 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. On third down, Jackson. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the 29, Jackson.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And they move this all the way down to the 9.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
It'll be first and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Big play coming here. It's third and goal.
Here's Jackson to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
J.K. Dobbins.
His 14th touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock is still there. How about him getting it done? Proud of it.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 29. 45 yards on the ground for him so far.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that first down marker. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 23. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
The Browns drive about to get started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 119 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. On first down, Dobbins. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Baltimore,